Hello, everybody. I am Leandro Melendez, also known in the internet as Señor Performo, and I come here today to this LoadTestWorld um, conference from our Redline 13 amigos, where I will be talking a little bit about well, it's not a surprise anymore, about my book. I am going to be telling you some key elements about it, what things are interesting on it, and what can we learn from it. So why don't we get that rolling? Let me get a little bit out of the way here so that you can see here the presentation. And there we go. So as I mentioned,
All right, hold on, Leandro. Hold
yeah,
on.
sure.
I've got someone saying they're not seeing the presentation. Um, oh, okay. All right. I think there was a little bit of confusion because in others they've seen a separate,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
know,
I have
the,
it here with me so that I can hug it and touch it. Sorry for the ones that are not used to that. Trying to make things a little bit interesting. Hope
yes.
it's
Okay. It's
not
all
too much
yeah.
of a
Thank
hassle.
you.
All right. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm going to be talking today about my book, The Hitchhiking Guide to Load Testing Projects, which will give you a tour guide in a fun way through what are the phases to do a load test project. Load test, again, the ones that know me know that I have this thing about differentiating. Performance testing is one thing, load testing is another, which this book talks the most about. So let's get things rolling. For the ones that do not know me, I am Leandro Melendez, also known, as I mentioned, Señor Performo. I am a manager of a performance testing area at Qualitas Group. I, as well as you heard, I have the secret, not so secret identity as Señor Performo with the blog www.srperf, seniorperf.com. You can find me as well in all the social networks, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. I think in general that's it. And lately, YouTube. You can find me on YouTube. I have been producing some videos here and there, content that will help to understand the main topics of performance testing and some others for general testing, general IT topics, agile, and some other methodologies. You'll find that on the YouTube channel. As well, I am the host of the Perfights Español podcast, the Spanish version of the Perfights podcasts. And I am co-host right now with a friend and amigo, Henrik Rext, co-host of the main Perf Bites show, where we are just sharing ideas as well. I'm a public speaker, as you can see here. I like to stand in front of, well, not so much cameras. It didn't used to be like that. It was getting on stages. But we have this situation going on that doesn't allow us to be in person. So I'm a public speaker, but in front of not so that much public. But all in all, we're good. And last, I'm a book author now. I just became a book author. I just managed to do that. And that's a little bit what we're going to be talking about today. So moving on, the book here, you can see it. If you don't trust that much this presentation, I just got as well an example or print proof for the book. Here it is. Some other news that I'm going to share with you today. This is the hardcover, newly released, soon to come, of the book, the Hitchhiking Guide to Load Testing Projects. Let's get back to the presentation, which, well, that is my baby. That's what I have been working for the last 8 or 9 years. It took me a while. First time author wasn't easy, but hopefully the next ones will be a little bit easier. But what is the deal with the book? This book will give you some tips and some steps on the phases, on the levels, to call it in a way, because I wanted to explain it like a video game, like moving among worlds in this video game, where you have to just move one level at a time. It's backed up by the PMP phases of a load testing project. Later, if I remember well, it was still Mercury and then HP who got all these best practices and these steps and made them similar to what you're going to read in the book. But a key element on this is that after each level, phase, or world, as I explained, you will be getting items, deliverables, or elements to keep moving in your adventure of a load testing project. So after each one of the phases, you will be getting different items that will help you to move further. Test plans, test cases, test discoveries, scripts, scenarios, monitors, multiple things that you will need to have completed before you can move on the next phase. And as well, so that you understand that a well done load testing project is not just jumping into the scripting part, which may be the most fun part of a load testing project, but on that you will have to analyze first, what do you need to script, why do you need to do it, what are the goals, and then identify the steps, design the steps well, and do things right, pretty much. You will see that a good load test project needs lots of planning, lots of thinking ahead, all the things that you're going to be doing. And mostly, the book indicates you lots of CYAs, covering your asses, where you will be learning on have some of those deliverables that will be protecting you on what is agreed to be worked on. How many here haven't had that situation? Why did you run this test? It's not what I need. Well, you signed this, and I asked you, and this is what was executed, when had to be executed, and keep everything in track in general. So, um, as I mentioned, the book divides all the levels into a big performance testing world, where, as you can see, we have 5 main levels and a little bonus there at the top in the cloud, kind of pun intended, in the cloud. But as a starting point, you will have the discovery phase, where you will be learning everything around the project, around the solution, around what is needed, what is the why do you got requested to do a load test, why do they want to check it, do they have any risk, do they have any concerns, it's just a checkbox in the plan. So you will discover all these, what are the things that can be done in the system, what is the system, what are the pieces and components. Once you have all this information, you'll be able to move from the first level to the second level. On that second level, you will start to create and think and design what are you going to be doing for the project. Once you know first what is it about, then you will start putting things together, thinking how are you going to assemble everything in the best possible way. On that one, you will also document and decide what actions do you want to include in your project, because best practice is to not to try to include everything on a load test. We have to be smart with our time, with our efforts, and do what is more, let's say, that gives you the best bang for your buck. So you'll scope that, you will document what are the steps to do those automations, because you need good performance testing steps. There are also some recommendations and indications on what do you need to do to have good test cases. That's also key. A big problem that I see often in many organizations, test cases have to be optimized for load testing and performance testing. Once you have all this design, all the test plans, the dates, what is going to be done, what are the steps, if there are data dependencies, all of these situations, you'll be able to move to this third phase, where actually you'll start climbing, building, and putting things together. Here you will start that fun phase of scripting, correlating, trying to figure out things, why it is not working, getting your scripts well. On this step, the book gives you some indications on what would be the best practices or the best steps to pull this off, to do scripting, because there are they may be good scripters, you may even be very experienced, but there are some best practices to make your scripts bulletproof. Your scripts, your scenarios, everything that you create. Because I've heard at once our scripts are fail here and there as long as we don't have more than 20% of errors. No, 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 no. Your scripts should be bulletproof, should be perfect, should be good. And the only reason for them to break is because the system is already failing. And even those things we should have considered in our scripts. When we create them, we need to do some verifications, validations. If we start to see too many error messages, non-responsive, or failures, the server may be down and that may generate it. But in any other reason, your scripts should not give issues because of the script. That's another thing that, hey, the system is failing, I'm finding performance issues. Oh, most probably you did your scripts wrong. No, our scripts will be bulletproof. The same with our scenarios. You will get some recommendations moving in the third level, knowing how to put scenarios that also are designed, tested, will never fail. You won't waste anyone's time once you are running them. And well, in this phase, you will have all the scripts, all the scenarios, monitoring implemented. All those things will be your deliverables, your items, the sacred sword that you will get to the next level. In this level, you'll have action, you'll have fire, you have things happening. That's why you're more or less in a volcano, because in that one, you will be running things, you'll be executing. Finally, you'll be working with everything that you created. You will be following the steps that you designed in your test plan, using the scripts and scenarios that you created in phase 3. With all that, you have lots of action. You need to babysit those things. You need to be aware. You need to be careful. You need to be paying attention to everything that will be happening in that moment, and mostly gathering the results. On one hand, reporting them live, the quick results, quick things that may be outstanding, but at the same time, you need to consolidate and gather all the information that you will need. This could be thought of as one of the fastest stages, levels, or worlds in your performance test, on your load test, sorry, because mostly you're triggering everything, you're attacking, you're done, and then you get out. And generally, the deliverable or the item that you will get in that level is the results. All the information that was produced during your execution will be there. And once you have it, your tests went well. I mean, they finished, because most probably at times you will get a situation when the system died, and you are like, well, it died, but I completed my scripts. My scripts figured out that the system would die if we put that much pressure. I brought them to their knees. So that's a good result. Many teams think that, oh, no, no, because the system is dead and it's not yet in production, you are not done. No, I'm done. I completed the load test. That was the point. If I found issues, well, go and fix them and call me when you have them done, so that we can see if we can repeat the tests. Wait there on repeating the test. I'll get into that as well. So after we have all the results, all the stuff, we will move to this last level. And you may say it's not the last, but I'll get into that. This level is actually a stage. In this stage, we'll do a representation. First, we will do an analysis. We will review what were the findings, what did we have, what were the results, put one and one together, and try to figure out what is the source of the problem. And with that, we will analyze everything and generate a report, like a presentation with the main information. On the first pages, we will do an introduction, an executive report, where we will give the biggest elements of what we observed when we were cross-referencing those items that we found. We will be able to put it in the report. Main things, dumb it down. It's just an explanation. It's just a theater. version, you just need the general public to understand. Don't go to technical. But in the rest, you will generate this report and present it with technical stuff, crazy details, elements pinging here and there. What are the, I don't know, the CPU spike? When does it happen exactly? What was the correlation with database? You'll go deeper then, but you already dispatched for the key elements and the key people, CEOs, CFOs, managers, product owners, what was crucial, and things that maybe they don't want to get that deep. They have a technical team that will get that deep, but that you already let them understand. Next, in the very, where is it? Here. In the very last element, when you are done, you may have found issues. You may have found things that were changing that need to be updated. You may have another release, another cycle. And this can cause you to go back and redo things. You can, very similar like in the snakes and stairs game, you can start falling down and having to start all over from the beginning, similar in all this world, because some changes, maybe, oh, I just need to run everything again and go back to the volcano. Oh, the changes were deeper and my scripts broke. Okay, I need to go back here into the stairs and start climbing them up again. Oh, the fixes changed the whole process, the whole functionality. There are no more checkboxes. Now they are buttons. Now it's in mobile. All of those things can impact you here and even back here, where you may have to redefine all of the things that you did from the beginning. Maybe even the project is not anymore a waterfall project. You just need to test some elements. You just need to monitor. So beware. You will most probably have to repeat things and the impact will be different. So most of this, the goal for the book is to help you and on the main challenges that I see or saw based on my experience that most performance and load testing engineers had. Planning, thinking things ahead, because many of us were just thrown into the fire. Hey, you need to create 30,000 scripts. And that was the whole indication that we had. And think it, plan it as well, document things. Those documentations really do not happen that often or well done, or just have them with the key critical elements that should be good for your team, for yourself. Even if you come back in a year, I don't even remember the projects that I did a year ago. If they asked me to repeat them, I most probably will be in trouble if I didn't leave good documentation as well. You will get some learning on the fun part. I mean, I didn't leave out the scripting, running, executing some of those best practices. Many seasoned performance engineers sometimes do not understand the backend details, how to create them right, how exactly things work. Just know that the correlation, if they somehow put end and left and right bracket, or that weird regex thing, somehow things work, and I have done it all the time that way. And no, this will give you an explanation on each one of the little details around scripting as well, and we'll give you best practices so that when you pull off these elements, you get a very good results. So where to find it? There are some details, some elements that I really have to present here, because the book was published through Amazon, thanks to Perf Express. If anyone is interested in writing a performance testing book, let us know. Ping me or James Pooley. Uh, James Pooley most probably will be able to help you, and you can bring an idea and get another book with us. But the situation here is that it's coming through Amazon, printed by Amazon for us. So if you want the paperback, your biggest option would be to go to Amazon.com. There you will be able to order it. If you are in some other worldwide regions, if Amazon allows to export it to your region, you may see it in your local Amazon page. But if not, the ebook is available on every Amazon page, anywhere. If you have a Kindle, the Kindle app, don't worry if you don't have the device per se. You can have the app on your desktop, on your mobile, and your smart microwave, almost any device that can open a Kindle. I think even a TV with a Kindle Fire Stick, you'll be able to read it. So the ebook is available everywhere. For the rest, if you want a paperback or probably the hardcover, you will be able to get it as an import on most of your pages, but where you can have it directly is Amazon.com. And if I remember well, Amazon.co.uk.fr.de, Deutschland, France, UK, Spain, I believe it has it. Check your page. There are some limitations to get the physical versions, but the hardcover, by the way, is coming. I already saw it. Looks good, feels good, sounds good. You want to hear the pages? That's a beautiful sound that I love to share with the people. And let's see. We have this will be released really soon and available again on Amazon. And there are going to be some more news coming. We're working more books, continuations, because this one focuses mostly on waterfall style load testing projects. Most load testing projects are difficult to be pulled in an agile way, but they can be done. But the most common thing that I have seen, they are kind of waterfally. We're working on an agile performance book, translating this into well, initially Spanish. Let's see if there's enough demand for other languages. And with that, I would like to thank you very much to assisting here, to paying attention, to be bothered with some of the teasers that I'm doing in this presentation. If you have any further questions, if I couldn't answer them at this moment, feel free to reach out to me on the podcast, in Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, even Facebook on some of the videos that I'm posting. You can leave a comment, you can leave a like, you can leave all those fun internet, social, YouTube things. And without more else, let's bring on the questions.
All right. Thank you, Leandro, and congratulations on your book.
Thank you.
I as you were telling me, it's sales are going well. That's great. That's great. So let's get some questions here for Leandro. And while people are typing that, I guess then I get to ask you a question or two. So, all right. So, um, performance testing versus load testing. That's got to be a question you get a lot. What's your what do you what would you say about that?
So, performance testing, and I generally, when I get that question asked, I go to the terms. Performance is how well, how fast something is done, how well, how resource efficient, all those connotations for performance. And testing is verifying, validating, just checking, which none of that is talking about load. So, performance testing is just to see how well something is done, verify it, measure it. And the key element here is under certain circumstances. We cannot performance test something for all the circumstances. One of them is load tests, but to do a good performance testing practice, you should go kind of holistically on all the performance details and issues that you can measure on a system, all the scenarios and situations which are critical as well. When my code is still in the developer's machine, I can test it. I can performance measure the performance of it. When it's a single user, when there's no users in the system, when I have two of them running at the same time, not all of it is load testing. Not all of it is user oriented, which most of our load tests are triggered after user activity. So, and I give this example. Performance testing is the whole Office, Microsoft Office suite, and performance testing may be Excel, Word. Few of the ones that we use the most, probably we shouldn't. I know many people trying to use Excel for all the database things that are out there, but I would say that is the main difference. Many people use them interchangeably. Please do not. They're different things, and they should be respected on their separate ways.
Very good. All right, let's see if we got some questions here. Um, Leandro, I I enjoyed doing this with you here. You always seem to have a lot of fun here. I mean, this is a serious. Isn't this a serious topic? But you seem to have fun.
It has to be fun, otherwise it gets ugly. So make it fun. That's a general recommendation.
All right. All right. Let's see. Um, all right. I'm not seeing any questions, Leandro.
Uh-oh.
We,
Oh my
I,
God.
I don't know what happened here.
uh,
Um,
I bored them, I guess. Or I hope I gave enough information to everyone to be
they're
intrigued.
probably all on Amazon ordering the book right now. Is what
I'm getting some notifications. Hopefully it's about that, but
well, I hope
um,
everyone gets a chance to get the book, whether it's electronically or hard copy, and check it out. So um, let's see. Well, we are basically just about ready to start with our next speaker here in a minute. I'm just kind of stalling to see if there's any more. I'm giving someone one last chance to see if they have any questions here.
and it may
Um,
be that it's lunchtime for many people, or I mean, I know I'm late in the conference today, but for whoever is still listening or reading, you can reach me out again. Any question, anything that you would have to discuss or get answered. Um, Reach me out, Leandro Melendez, Señor Performo. I'm available most of the social networks, not TikTok. I cannot take over that yet, but let me know and I'll be happy to help and answer whatever is maybe needed.
well, you're getting some nice comments, by the way. Congratulations on your book, and folks saying that
Yay.
it was very clear. So that's good. That's what we want, right?
Nice.
So, all right, Leandro, thank you for taking the time to be part of this here. Um, let's see. Wait, is this a question here? The second book is an upgrade to the current book or a complete new book?
All right. Yeah, that's a good one. It's going to be a complete new book around agile performance testing, because it's a whole different beast how to do a load testing waterfall ways, and how do you do the general performance practice when you are in continuous agile DevOps, all of these fun new methodologies. It's a full mindset change. So but work in progress. Hopefully that won't take 8 or 9 years again. I'm really hopeful that's going to be way faster.
All right. Well, congratulations and thanks, Leandro.
Thank you very much, Chris, and thanks everybody.
Okay.
Take care.